Happy Easter Monday. Hope everyone had a wonderful Easter. The weather was beautiful here this weekend. It was actually hot. I got extremely hot Saturday, and Dave got too hot. He didn't even watch any of the race. He stayed in the shade. And, you know, when the car started going out, the heat it made me forget about it, I guess. So, but we didn't stay till the very end. I knew that once they started wrecking, and they did wreck a lot, I said, we might as well go, because Casey didn't have a chance of winning at that time. Well, I guess he could have if they would have kept wrecking. But I said, he's not going to win. And, you know, I would stay till the end if he had a chance. But I said, let's go, because, you know, we're close to 3 hours from home. And, you know, I'll be real with you. I don't drive. I haven't driven after dark in a long time. Now, when we're at the beach, I can do it. But, you know, it's just not something that I do much anymore, is drive after dark. So, and I will if I have to. But I'm just saying, it's not something I do all the time. And, of course, David had a little bit of alcohol, so he couldn't drive. No, he was not intoxicated at all. He stopped drinking once, you know, he got a little bit warm. He said, I'm not drinking no more. And so he didn't, you know, didn't have near what he took. And, you know, you couldn't take alcohol inside the track, or you couldn't take, let me put it to you this way. You couldn't take beer inside of there unless you hid it. You know, now he had some vodka in a plastic bottle that he was mixing, so that was what he had. But, you know, for some reason, see, normally at NASCAR tracks, you can take all the, you know, as long as you have a certain size cooler that's soft, you can take beer in, as long as it's in cans, not bottles. So the fact that you couldn't take beer in, he just, you know. Anyway, it is what it is. I did watch some of Sarasota Tim. I saw he was at Top Pants Point. Of course, he made it a point to call it that. And, you know, and I still don't understand why he calls it that, but maybe somebody else does. And I know it's something that probably was told, and I just tuned it out. I just tuned it out. Anyway, I liked when Teddy got him for says what you eat off camera, or tell him what you eat off camera, because we all have known from the beginning that what he showed on camera, that he was eating more, or I did. Because I can tell you right now, if you're only eating carnivore, and you go from, you know, just to eat meat, you're going to drop some weight. I mean, you may not drop bunches, but when you first go on it, you're going to drop some weight. And the fact that he never really dropped any, I mean, I guess he maybe dropped 5 pounds. But I mean, the next week he would put it back on when he wouldn't stay on it. And, you know, the thing about it is that I don't know that he was ever on it. As I said before, he is a food addict. He is a shopping addict. I'm not diagnosing. This is just from the evidence I see. And until he realizes that and can control himself, people could talk to him till he's blue in the face. I'm the same way. I think I'm both. I really do. Now, I can control the shopping better than I can control the food. But anyway, I didn't eat a lot this weekend, but I probably didn't eat the right things. You know, when you get to a racetrack, there's not a lot of choices. Now, I did have just a hot dog, and I just had the hot dog and didn't have anything else, because I first was fussing, because that was another thing, and I hate to complain about tracks, but if they're wanting a NASCAR Cup race there, they got a lot of things to do, because they're not ready. Anyway, only one concession stand had hot dogs and pizza. The rest of them only had beer, pretzels, we're talking carbs, you know, and maybe, oh, popcorn, carbs. So, I mean, they got to do better. Now, they had some food trucks set up outside, but there was lines galore. You probably could have got something healthier. The best thing you can do is, and I mean, down here at the track here, we always take our own food because it's closer. We should have stopped somewhere and got our own food or fixed it. You know, I could have took some luncheon meats that we're not supposed to have, but sometimes you got to eat dirty carnivore, and that's what I call dirty carnivore. To me, dirty carnivore is when you're eating foods like that sausage that he's eating. To me, that's dirty carnivore because it's processed. I guess that's what I need to see. Anything that's processed to me is dirty carnivore because you're still eating meat, but it's processed in the wrong way. It's got stuff in it that you don't need. And, you know, to me, if you're not eating, as long as you're eating clean, you know, just meats that you prepared yourself. And I mean, my problem is that I want to eat out a lot. That's just me. I've always been that way. My mom was the same way. Well, I mean, she used to cook, but then she got out of it and she wanted to eat out. I mean, and I could go home and say, I'm going to cook this. And she'd say, well, no, I would rather you go get me this. It wasn't that I can't cook. It was just that was what she wanted. And I told y'all that she loved Burger King. She did. She loved that place. And I was not going to deny her that when I knew that she wasn't going to be here much longer. If that's what she wants, that's what I'm getting her. Anyway, all I'm saying is that the tracks need to have more inside the track to eat. That is choices. I didn't see anybody that had burgers. Now, Dave said there was probably one concession stand on down. We were in the fourth turn that I guess everything was mostly toward the start-finish line. And I mean, the track isn't that big, but, you know, once I got inside, I didn't want to walk around because it was so sunny. You know, I'm not good with the sun anymore. You know, if I'm at the beach, it's a different story. But the sun does not help. I don't care what anybody says. The sun does not help people with fibromyalgia. If anything, it drains them of every ounce of energy they had. That's why yesterday I didn't leave the house. And I know I'm getting off a bunch of negativity, and I gotta get off of it. Okay, I washed my hair Friday night, so I didn't wash it. I'll wash it probably tomorrow. It's doing pretty good. I did dry it instead of letting it air dry. It does better if I dry it, but y'all know I don't like to blow dry it every time I do my hair. I want to, you know, I just don't want all that heat on it all the time. And I've been trying not to put heat on it every day. And I go in 2 weeks to get it colored. This week is Merle Fest here, which is a bluegrass festival. They also have just country, and there is some rock. The main attraction this weekend, I think, is Bonnie Raitt. Of course, it's in my backyard. So, well, not literally, but you know, it's through the trees in my backyard. So I can hear it if I want to go outside. I can't see it, but chances are if I go over there, I won't see it. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to go over there, because I might. I'm not going to pay, though. If somebody wants to give me a free ticket, I'll go. I know I'm tight. I'm tight on certain things. I know there's free tickets floating around everywhere. So that's why I say I'll go if I don't have to pay to get in. Anyway, what else is going on? Yeah, I sound like Tim. What else is happening? Oh, Fridays Forever went to Mystery Hill. And if you don't know anything about Mystery Hill and Blowing Rock, I encourage you to watch their video. I'll try to list it below. It's a place that I have thought about Dave and I going to film, but we haven't. It was one of the first dates we ever went on. I guess it was our third date we went to Mystery Hill. It's a fun place to go, and it is a mystery. That's all I'll say about it, because I'm sure a lot of you know what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go. I got to go to work. Love y'all. Bye.